Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Getting the licks in the band. Legacies.
I want to welcome you back to Black Site, and I want to talk to you about the ADOS movement, that we have no friends at all who will support this movement. And what I'm talking about is people in the African American community who will fight the ADOS movement to the end. We have organizations like the Congressional Black Caucus who have shown little or no support for the ADOS movement. Yes, a few people have jumped on the bandwagon lately, Sheila Jackson Lee, I think Maxine Waters, but they haven't come out full force in support of this great movement. You have seen these same representatives in the CBC come out for illegal immigration. You have seen them come out full force for the LGBT community, but you haven't heard them screaming on top of a hill about the ADOS movement. You haven't heard other organizations like the NAACP or the Urban League fight and talk about the ADOS movement and the reparations movement. And you won't hear them talk about this movement because their organizations is based on donations from basically white supremacists. So you haven't heard them speak loudly. Basically, they are sitting in the background, waiting for donations and waiting to get their instructions from the Democrat Party and the person who will lead the Democrat Party in 2020. We will also have no friends with commentators on TV. You see people like Angela Rye, you see people like Simone Sanders, you see Jamela Lee, you see a lot of people complaining about the ADOS movement because they're not African descendants of slaves. But they should support the movement anyway. Because if the movement succeeds here, it will succeed in the countries of origin which they came from. If it's Jamaica, Grenada, any of these countries. But they tend to be extremely angry when you talk about the ADOS movement. And of course, you have no friends when it comes to the white media, in the so-called liberal media, because they don't like African Americans demanding anything before an election. They believe the only thing they should have to do is walk into a church, say a speech, eat a meal, and we'll go out there full force and vote for the Democrat running for the President of the United States. But they have another thing coming. We have tangibles. We have things on the table that we want. We want to get paid for these reparations. If you cannot come up with the money, if you can't come up with a plan to help us reach the point to where we will get those reparations, we will not vote for you. But you see what I'm talking about when we have no friends. We are out on an island. If you expect some of these other groups like the Hispanics, the gay community, the Asian community, the progressive community to come out in full support of the ADOS movement, you're going to be shocked. See, we support all these movements, but we get nothing in return. They get all the benefits, we get none at all. Matter of fact, they get benefits, and the benefits is taken away from us. So we have to understand that we have no friends. And see, we're going to have to deal in a simple way when it comes to politics. What's best for ADOS is best for ADOS, not what's best for the Hispanic community or the Asian community or the LGBT community. Because when it comes down to it, they do what's best for their community, and they don't look back at us not one bit. And we'll have to understand that we're on an island fighting for reparations that are rightfully deserved. Having no friends sometimes is the best thing. Because we can concentrate on what we need to do and not worry about what others are thinking. We already know what they think. Most of them feel that we don't deserve reparations, but every other group that has went through some hardships or have been persecuted have received reparations. There is no doubt that if taken to court properly and put in front of a judge and a jury, this country will be found guilty of crimes against humanity and against the ADOS race. No, we won't have any friends. We will be a strong, contained unit. And the scariest part about this, some of our strongest foes are going to come from our own community, because they will be sent out to defeat the ADOS movement for their masters, so they can get them butter biscuits and get them extra dollars. It's sad to see some of our educated, so-called smart individuals out there siding with the enemy and showing no help for this movement. This should be a unanimous movement amongst African Americans. History doesn't lie. The truth is out there. No one can deny slavery. No one can deny Jim Crow. No one can deny the economic opportunities that were taken against us. The average African American is still suffering today from the remnants of slavery. We virtually have no wealth in this country. And that was designed. And there is no coincidences why we don't have wealth. They continue to discriminate, fight against us, and eventually they believe they will defeat us, but that will not happen. This is the greatest movement we had since the Civil Rights Movement, because we have tangible goals that everyone knows that can be reached. And we should, I believe, stick to those goals and not be derailed by foolish politicians, foolish commentators who will come with us with that old saying, we better get Trump out of there, because if Trump don't leave, we all gonna die. That's not gonna work no more. This is a serious movement, and a movement that will have a victory in the end. It may take 10, may take 15 years, but we will win because God is on our side. The meek shall inherit the earth. We will inherit our reparations that is owed to us. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site Underground News that you can use. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.